like their PVC. Unfortunately, only about 300 people have come out to
Out of 66,000.
Yes.
Wow.
So it doesn't give me much of enthusiasm, but there is a caveat to that. That is the fact that, remember, towards the end of the year, we had issues of insecurity in some local governments of Kwara State. That might have been one of the reasons why people didn't feel uh, encouraged, motivated to come out. The risks involved, fear of insecurity. We also had instances where, because our registration were only at INEC local government offices, at the local government headquarters, you can agree with me that there are some difficult terrain, some far-flung places. It takes you a lot in terms of resources and time to get to the local government headquarters to register. Let me give you an example like Barutin, where somebody said to me, it will cost me 10,000 naira to live where I am to go to the local government headquarters
To go and register.
10,000 naira.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, sir.
So you can imagine that. Why would I pay 10,000 naira in this economic period to go and vote, to go and register to vote for somebody who might not even never see me, who might never even come back to my locality until the next 4 years? So, and it is on reflection of that kind of situation that we found ourselves in Kwara, the insecurity and the difficult terrains, that INEC has decided now to do a rotation, to cascade this registration to the wards. Each local government has a number of wards. So the directive now to all registration officers in all the local government is to go, you draw out a timetable. You move from ward to ward. You move from ward to ward. And we have given them 50 days within which to accomplish this, to go from one ward to the other. You can spend 3 days in one ward, you moved on, spend another 3 days, or you can spend 1 week, depending on the number of wards in each local government. So we've given up to 50 days for people to, so that this thing is taken much closer to people, especially people with disabilities, elderly persons, nursing mothers, and pregnant women. So this is an opportunity to take the registration much closer to the community, to give people a chance to be part of the political process.
Before you go forward, let me ask a question about that. The only example you were able to give was by routine. I have traveled Kwara State. I know everywhere in Kwara State. Virtually, at least I can say, if not 90%, about 85% of Kwara. There are places that are not far from here, not even far like Barutin. Let me talk of Moro local government. We have places in Moro local government that even if you go to their ward, the villages under those wards are still very far. Like Pakuma ward, and I don't know who is here. Pakuma is in another district. I want to ask now, does INEC do this? Individuals that think they are well to do in the community, asking you to come, please come and register my people. Will you answer those type of people?
We want to avoid complaints and petitions. We've had that in the past, where if you consent to go in, that's why when we said no registration at places of worship, no registration at emirs' palaces or chiefs' palaces, no registration at places, residence of big politicians in the communities. That is to avoid, to give this, when you talk about the reliability of registration, give the apparent neutrality of the process and the integrity of the process. So we want to avoid going to people's homes to register them. We can do as much as I have said to go much closer to people. You know, when towards the end of last year, during the first phase, when Electoral had this insecurity issue, and people were community leaders were ferrying people from Electoral to the state office to register. And when I asked why, somebody said to me, it is cheaper to pay transport money to bring these people to Ilorin than to pay ransom money.
Yes. Is that not right?
You see, that is a very reasonable thing. So the whole idea of mobilizing people for registration does not rely on INEC alone.
Yes, it does not.
We have other stakeholders.
Okay.
The politicians have a major role in ensuring that they get their supporters, motivate their supporters to come out and register. Mobilization is also things that politicians should do more than INEC actually.
Of course.
Because if you want to be voted for as a leader, to emerge as a leader, whatever level, you need to mobilize people who will then go and register. So it is, we would be at the designated places where we are supposed to register people. The politicians have the means, they can ferry people to those centers and get them registered.
So what you're telling me now is, I am from a ward, but because I have a ward that is closer to me, I can register in another ward. Is that what you're saying?
You can register.
Because those people are closer to Molete. Molete has a closer ward. Instead of them going to their own ward that is very far, that means they can register.
They can register, and as long as you know your polling unit, name of your polling unit, yeah, you can be registered. In fact, that's why somebody can come and register here in Ilorin for him to vote in Ofa.
All right, thank you so much.
This is marvelous. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
please
in the local language.
Ìbéèrè àkọ́kọ́ ní ṣe pẹ̀lú pé ǹjẹ́ àwọn èèyàn wa ní Kwara ǹjẹ́ wọ́n jáde bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ. Nígbà tí ọ̀gá wa ń dáhùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan, wọ́n jẹ́ ká wọ́n sọ fún wa pé tí a bá tẹ̀lé ìtàn nípa òṣèlú nílẹ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ipò tí Kwara wà, a ó rí i pé ó nira láti sọ pé à ń jáde tó bó ti yẹ. Ṣùgbọ́n bí àwa ṣe ń wo ètò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ yìí, ó ń ṣe àwọn tó wá forúkọsílẹ̀ nígbà àkọ́kọ́ nìkan là ń wò. Wọ́n ti kà á fún wa pé àwọn tó jẹ́ pé àwọn tán ṣẹ̀ ń forúkọsílẹ̀ nígbà àkọ́kọ́, àwọn èèyàn tó ń súnmọ́ bíi 50,000 àádọ́ta ó lé mẹ́jọ 58,000 èèyàn náà jẹ́ àwọn tuntun tí wọ́n ṣe forúkọsílẹ̀ fúngbà àkọ́kọ́. Àwọn tó yẹ pé wọ́n ń gbé ètò ìdìbò wọn láti ibìkan sí ibòmíràn, àwọn jẹ́ 16,000. Àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe àtúnṣe níbi orúkọ wọn, yálà orúkọ ni o, ọjọ́ orí nígbà tí NIM táṣìírí àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, àwọn èèyàn ti jẹ́ bíi 25,000. Àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n wá pé àwọn fẹ́ káàdì wọn bóyá ó ti bàjẹ́, àwọn èèyàn tán fẹ́ àtúnṣe, àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ 7,000. Níbẹ̀ náà ọ̀gá wa tún wá sọ fún wa pé nígbà táwọn dé ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ètò yìí, wọ́n bá káàdì tó lé ní 56,000 nílẹ̀, 66,000 uncollected PVC tí àwọn èèyàn forúkọsílẹ̀ tí wọ́n wá gbà. Wọ́n ní ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé nínú àwọn èèyàn yìí bóyá àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tán wá kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní ìlú Ìlọrin ṣùgbọ́n tán ti padà. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀gá wa sọ fún wa pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí àgbékalẹ̀ INEC pé àwọn tán bá wà ní irú ìpele báyìí, àwọn náà lè ṣe transfer kan gbé ìdìbò wọn padà wá sí ibi tán wà ní ìsìn. Wọ́n tún wá jẹ́ kó yé wa pé lára àwọn nǹkan tí INEC ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ náà ni pé wọ́n fún wọn ní kálukú ẹni tó bá dàbí gbà pé ibi ó ti kúrò níbi tó wà, ó ní ọ̀rẹ́fẹ́ láti gbé ètò ìdìbò rẹ̀ wá sí ibi tó wà ní ìsìn. Nípa ìbéèrè kejì tá à ń sọ pé nípa àwọn tó bá wà ní local government tí ọ̀gá sọ pé wọ́n ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti gbé kínní súnmọ́ àwọn wọ́ọ̀dù. Ẹ̀yin wá béèrè nípa àwọn ibìkan tó yẹ pé kò tiẹ̀ ṣe bí ìbàrò tí ń tọ́ka fi ṣe àpèjúwe, torí wọ́n sọ pé nígbà tí à ń ṣe ìpele àkọ́kọ́ lọ́wọ́, ẹnìkan sọ fáwọn pé ó nira fóun láti san 10,000 láti fi lọ láti ibìkan ní Bàrùtín sí local government headquarter láti lọ forúkọ sílẹ̀. Ipe irú àwọn ìpèníjà báyẹn làwọn èèyàn ní. Ẹ̀yin náà wá sọ pé kìí ṣe àwọn ará Bàrùtín nìkan, pé àwọn bòmíì kan wà bíi Mòrò, tèmi náà sì lè jẹ́rìí sí torí mo ṣiṣẹ́ Mòrò rí, ipe àwọn ibì kan wà tó jìnnà sí bóde sadu
alágbẹ̀dẹ.
tó sì jára mòrò gbogbo pákùnmọ́tẹ̀ sọ yẹn àti àwọn bòmí tó tẹ̀ dàbí gbà pé èèyàn lọ sí ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni ó sì jẹ́ pé ara mòrò náà ló wà wípé irú àwọn ìbò la sì fẹ́ sí arọ́badì mègídà gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn tó jẹ́ ara mòrò ni àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. So àwa sọ pé torí ẹ̀ la ṣe gbé àwọn ètò ìdìbò yìí lọ sí àwọn wọ́ọ̀dù béèyàn bá wà ní Mọ̀lété tó jẹ́ bóyá ó sì jẹ́ pé wọ́ọ̀dù rẹ̀ jẹunkúnú ni irú ẹni yẹn ó lè forúkọ sílẹ̀ níbi tó bá súnmọ́ ní tó ṣe pàtàkì ni pé kó ti mọ polling unit ní ilé ìdìbò tó ti fẹ́ dìbò gangan gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ pé béèyàn bá wà ń lọrin báyìí ní ọ́fíìsì wa ní mandate èèyàn lè forúkọ sílẹ̀ sí anywhere ní Kwara bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni téèyàn bá wà ní local government èèyàn lè forúkọ sílẹ̀ ní wọ́ọ̀dù tí ó bá jẹ́ tiẹ̀. So ẹ rí i pé àwọn àgbékalẹ̀ yìí tí INEC gbé kalẹ̀ òun ló jẹ́ kó jẹ́ nǹkan rọrùn fún anybody níbi téèyàn bá wà tó bá yẹ pé kò rọrùn fún láti dé ibi tí ètò ìforúkọsílẹ̀ wà ó lè lọ sí ètò bá súnmọ́ kó forúkọ sílẹ̀ sí polling unit ẹ̀.
Thank you very much, sir, for this roundup. It's as if this interview should not come to an end. At least the time and the resources
there should be other last questions before you go to an end.
No, we are not going. We are not going.
We have questions for marginalized groups.
Yes.
Special people and
Honorable Rec, Dr. Alain Gabriel Lompet. There is this issue of different demographics and different groups participation in the registration. How is Kwara INEC ensure that people, particularly the youth, who happens to be the largest demography, as well as the fiscally challenged, as well as several other marginalized people, are carried along as far as this present continuous voter registration is concerned? Do we have any cause to give them special consideration?
Thank you very much. I think this is a very crucial question. Previously, INEC didn't have a special department to take care of people, disadvantaged people in society. But over time, INEC has now created a full-fledged department of inclusivity. We have women's group, gender and inclusivity. And out of that, you have people with disabilities, who are women and people with disabilities. These are the key group. And in the course of this registration, we made it a policy, a priority. Any person with disability who showed up, any woman, a pregnant woman who showed up, any elderly person who shows up, any nursing mother who shows up, should take priority. They do not have to join the queue.
Okay, very good.
Because we know that they do not have the same strength and capability to struggle with others in the queue. And also, you don't want to have a nursing mother queuing up in the sun and waiting until her time with an infant. So, or an elderly person. So we give them priorities. I see in the same way during election. For people with disabilities, where INEC has gone as far as to introduce Braille ballot, where blind people can vote. You're able to identify which party you want to vote for during election. That is to take care of a lot of people. And also, we've taken note of the fact that where we site put the polling booths or put the ballot boxes, so that it will be easier for those who are mobility challenged to be able to access that, either cast their vote or to be accredited, and so on and so forth. So INEC is taking over time. It is taking note of such areas that people have complained about, which have tended to restrict people's access to the political process. So and we are on a journey. We can never have a perfect, say you have a perfect system yet. Yeah. Especially we've seen how things have changed with the introduction of technology like the beavers that has become part of our political system.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, in
òun
good
lè gbọ́
language.
yẹn àwọn tó pè níjà.
Ẹ ṣeun gan, inú mi dùn fún ìbéèrè yìí lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ torí pé ẹ̀ka tí mò ń ṣe adarí fún àwa náà ara ojúṣe wa ní department mi. A ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀gá wa ṣe sọ, INEC fi wọ́n fún àwọn tó ní ìpèníjà yìí ní priority tó ṣe pàtàkì. Wọ́n dá odidi department lẹ̀ fún àkàpè ní inclusivity department láti rí i pé àwọn yìí náà mójútó èyí tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn tó ní ìpèníjà gẹ́gẹ́ bí bóyá àwọn tí wọ́n ní ìpèníjà ara ní tàbí àwọn míì tó ṣe pé wọ́n ní ìpèníjà ṣùgbọ́n tá a mọ̀ pé àwọn bíi obìnrin, àwọn àgbààgbà, àwọn arúgbó, so gbogbo orúkọ báyìí INEC ti ṣètò sílẹ̀ fún wọn. Tá a bá wá síbi ìforúkọsílẹ̀ tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ báyìí, ó ti wà nínú àgbékalẹ̀ wa pé gbogbo bí tá a ti ń forúkọ sílẹ̀, tá a bá ti rí ẹni tó jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, ẹni tó ní ìpèníjà ara, bóyá ìpèníjà ojú ni tàbí àìgbọràn ni, tá a bá rí ẹni tó jẹ́ aboyún àbí ẹni tó gbọ́mọ lọ́wọ́, gbogbo àwọn ìwọ̀nyí la gbọ́dọ̀ kíkọ́ dá lò. Wọn nílò láti lọ join queue tí gbogbo èèyàn wà. Wọ́n á ti sọ fún gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wa, wọ́n sì ti mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ti wà nínú àgbékalẹ̀ wa. Bákan náà, yàtọ̀ fún eléyìí, a tún wá tẹ̀ iwájú pé wọ́n bá ti ń forúkọ sílẹ̀ yìí, ó níbi tá a ti máa sọ pé ìtọ̀ ẹni yìí tó forúkọ sílẹ̀ yìí ó ní ìpèníjà ojú, eléyìí ní ìpèníjà ara, ẹni yìí àìgbọràn ní tiẹ̀. Sódà tó bá dìgbà ìdìbò, a ti wá lè ṣe ètò fún àwọn ibi tí àwọn ẹni wọ̀nyí wà. Nínú àwọn nǹkan tá à ń ṣe létò ní nǹkan tí ọ̀gá mi sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, nǹkan tí à ń pè ní braille ballot paper fún àwọn tí wọ́n ní ìpèníjà ojú tó yẹ pé tá bá ti fọwọ́ ra báyìí wọ́n ti mọ ẹni tí wọ́n fẹ́ dìbò fún. A tún ní tá à ń pè ní magnifying glasses fún àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe tán jẹ́ àfín. A ní àìtó báyìí tá a ti ṣe fún wọn tó yẹ pé àwọn náà wọ́n lè fi rí ẹni tán fẹ́ dìbò fún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà a tún ṣe àkíyèsí pé gbogbo ibi tá a bá gbé àpótí ìdìbò wa sí bọ̀gà ti sọ, ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ibi tí ò ní nira fún àwọn tán ní ìpèníjà yìí. Bákan náà ní àsìkò ìdìbò yẹn, gbogbo àwọn tó bá ti jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, aboyún, ọlọ́mọ ẹni tó fọ́mọ lọ́yàn àti gbogbo wọn, àwọn náà àti nínú ètò wa pé a gbọ́dọ̀ tètè dá wọn lóhùn. A rí i pé gbogbo nǹkan tí INEC ń ṣe yìí, à ń ṣe ètò láti rí i pé gbogbo àwọn tán ní ìpèníjà a ṣe àmójútó nǹkan tó yẹ fún wọn láti rí i pé wọ́n lè ṣe ètò ìdìbò ní ìrọ̀wọ́rọsẹ̀.
And before we round up, let me ask my own last question. I wouldn't know more. My colleagues ask another question. What effort is INEC making to educate voters about electoral process and encourage participation? What are the efforts you are making? I understand you are here. Apart from here, what are the efforts you are making?
You see, every election involves about 13 activities INEC undertakes. Okay. And part of this, one of the crucial ones, is mobilization, sensitization, where we would, like what we're doing today, is holding meetings with the stakeholders, holding meetings with IPAC, which is the inter-party groups of politicians of various political parties. We hold meetings with them and tell them exactly, for them, every policy that INEC has with respect to election, we give to every political party. They are supposed to cascade this information, the process, what you need to do during your campaign, what you need to do during rallies, what you should or shouldn't do, so that, they are supposed to educate, apart from us, they are supposed to also educate their supporters on the nature of the ballot paper, because we normally give sample ballot papers before election, so that they will know, you educate them on the process, what they should avoid, what they shouldn't do. You know, one dangerous thing that has been introduced in the course of our election now is this vote buying, which has become something that has tarnished, because INEC has virtually blocked all other ways of rigging election by the introduction of beavers. So politicians have cleverly created another avenue through which they can buy people's votes. And that is what
conscience.
become something that is very dangerous and bad to our political development. But I think INEC is doing all it can in terms of educating people. However, we will not, I would sit here and tell you this is what INEC is doing, this is what, and that is what is going to happen during the process. And then tomorrow, a new electoral act comes up. And I would have been eating my words.
No,
so I will go by what we have currently, and that is we are going through those processes. And when they announce the date of election, the parties will go into their primaries. They will give us the list of candidates. We will display them for everybody to see, and then they will take the date for campaign. I've been asked, why are people putting posters now? Are they not campaigning against the law? No. You can only be breaching the law when you emerge as a candidate through your primaries and you are going around campaigning or holding rallies before INEC announces the date for the commencement of campaign and rallies. So anybody who is going around and putting their posters and making interviews and so on, yes, you have every right to do that as citizens of the country.
All right. Thank you so much. Ẹ bá wa tú sí
ẹ ṣeun màá tún fi àfikún sí torí pé iṣẹ́ tèmi gangan nù. Ara nǹkan tí à ń ṣe láti jẹ́ kí àwọn aráàlú kan lè bá wa dá sí ètò ìdìbò ó ní àkọ́kọ́ náà a máa ń ṣe nǹkan tí à ń pè ní advocacy visit. Nígbà tí ọ̀gá wa yìí dé wọ́n lọ káàkiri gbogbo local government wọ́n lọ bá gbogbo àwọn traditional council gbogbo àwọn ọlọ́balọ́ba àkọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ bàbá wa ọlọ́lá jùlọ ọba lúlọrin ṣe a lọ kí wọn a sì lọ sọ fún wọn pé àti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó wà pé kán tì wá lẹ́yìn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a lọ káàkiri gbogbo local government nǹkan àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn. Lẹ́yìn yẹn a pe àwọn stakeholders gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ní nǹkan ṣe pẹ̀lú ètò ìdìbò a sọ fún wọn pé a bẹ̀rẹ̀ fún àjọṣepọ̀ wọn. Inú ẹ̀ ni ètò ọ̀gá ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé àwọn olóṣèlú àwọn náà ojúṣe wọn náà ni láti fi jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ a bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo ètò wa a sì rọ̀ wọ́n pé kán bá wa mọ̀ sọ fáwọn aráàlú. Yàtọ̀ fún yẹn àwa ń lọ káàkiri sí iléeṣẹ́ rédíò iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìwé ìta tó gbé wa débí lónìí láti máa jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ nípa ètò ìdìbò. Lẹ́yìn yẹn náà a tún ṣe nǹkan tá a pè ní road show àgbà eléré à ń kọrin káàkiri ìlú a lọ káàkiri láti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ láìlẹ́kẹ̀. A tún ní nǹkan tá a pè ní jingle tí a fi ń kọrin tá à ń pè káàkiri different radio stations láti pín sí both radio, video and audio. In fact àwọn kan wà tó yẹ pé a tún lo àwọn celebrities láti bá wa ṣe àwọn video jingle yìí láti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Àwọn nǹkan báyìí là ń ṣe láti jẹ́ kí aráàlú mọ̀. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí àti tún lé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ tá a tún máa ṣe ó tún ní nǹkan tá à ń pè ní grassroots mobilization táwọn lọ káàkiri bíbá pé èèyàn sọ fún yàn lójúlé pé ẹ jáde o ẹ wá forúkọ sílẹ̀ ẹ wá dìbò. Tẹ bá rí ẹ rí pé gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí à ń rọ àwọn aráàlú láti jáde wá láti wá ṣe ojúṣe wọn.
Ẹ ṣeun gan. Then before we go, there's this I want to ask. Do you have any synergy with CBOs or CSO NGOs?
Yeah.
Do you have any synergy with any of them?
Civil society organizations are part and parcel of our political process.
Right.
Everything INEC does, because they are part of the stakeholders.
Well, I remember there was a time a leading CSO in Kwara wanted to partnership with you, and they were not allowed to do that. We later got to know it was some strong people that said, no, you cannot partnership with them. But that would be a story for another day.
Yeah, I think sometimes you need to be very careful, like I said, because you want to avoid being identified with particular political interests.
Okay.
And that is why when people, CSOs do have their own interests.
Yes.
And if you approach us, we would also have to look at what is your antecedents. Are you sponsored by a key political figure? And so that we want to avoid issue of petitions. Oh, they are working with this NGOs, but it was founded and the board of trustees is headed by this some politicians who wants to be a senator.
Okay.
So we want to avoid petitions and complaints about our activities.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Perhaps you round up that in Yoruba for us before.
Ẹ ṣé gan. Nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ ni pé ǹjẹ́ a ní àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn àjọ tí ó jẹ́ taládàáni. Pé wọ́n sọ pé àwọn kan láwọn fẹ́ bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pé àgbà wọn láàyè. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀gá ṣe sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ṣe sọ fún wa lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, a máa ń bá àwọn àjọ yìí ṣe àjọṣepọ̀. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí mo kà sílẹ̀ pà ń ṣe, aláwọn tó darapọ̀ mọ́ wa tá jọ ṣe. Gbogbo stakeholders meeting tá a bá ṣe, a máa ń pè wọ́n síbẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n nínú díbà àwọn àjọ yìí ṣe àjọṣepọ̀, a máa ń ní ìkíyèsára. Tó lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú àwọn àjọ yìí, àwọn míì nínú wọ́n ní òṣèlú nú, wọ́n ní àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn olóṣèlú kan. Èyí tá a bá fura sí ipe bóyá ó ní nǹkan ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tàbí olóṣèlú kan, a ní fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe lọ títí. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tá a bá rí pé wọ́n dá dúró pé wọ́n ní nǹkan kan ṣe pẹ̀lú òṣèlú, tán ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti ṣiṣẹ́ wọn, à ń bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure having in Kwara Tablet Podcast Studio today the Honorable Resident Electoral Commissioner of Independent National Electoral Commission, Kwara State, Dr. Ali Gabriel Lompet, together with Mr. Peter Adejuma Oluwasegun, HOD Voter Education and Publicity. You are most welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. And good evening, our listeners and viewers, if you are. Please come out and register. This is your opportunity to be part of the political process come 2027. No PVC, no voting.
Thank you very much. And we hope
What is your power?
when the Kwara Tablet Podcast call on you again, because we know you are a very busy man, we hope when we call on you, because we want to make this like a series. There is always ongoing conversation.
Yes.
Anytime.
Across the state. So we will be happy to keep having you, even if it is once in a quarter, so that any latest development can be embraced to the people of Kwara State.
Yes, anytime. I will be available. Like my doors are open. And INEC I can't carry, they say one hand cannot carry the roof. I need you, I need the publicity, I need the media around me. You are part and parcel of our process. Without the media to educate, to inform, and validate some of the things we do. When you ask questions like this in a forum like this one, then it gives us opportunity to educate the people more clearly so that they get to hear it clearly than hearing it from other sources.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure, Dr. Lompet.
Thank you very much.
HOD Voter Education.
Ẹ ṣeun, ojúṣe wa ni sí aráàlú. Gbogbo àtẹ bá ti ń pè wá láwọn jẹ yín. Ọ̀gá mi sọ pé àjèjì ọwọ́ kan ò gbẹ́rù lórí, àgbájọwọ́ náà la fi ń sọ̀yà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń pè wá, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà láwọn jẹ yín. Ká lè máa ṣe ojúṣe wa fún ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara àti orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀. Ká rántí pé káàdì ìdìbò wa òun náà ni agbára wa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ gba káàdì, ká jáde, ká túyáyá, ká gba káàdì wa, ká sì wá dìbò lọ́jọ́ ìdìbò kí ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ó lè mọ tẹ̀síwájú.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. That's all.